Hi, Kevin Blanche. We're coming up on a very, very important 100-year mark in American history. Maybe the most important to all of us working class date in American history that changed the world. The Shirtwaist Triangle Fire is coming up on its 100th anniversary this month, the 25th. That was in 1911. Now look, up until that fire, up until the women started banding together in protest, was much like today. The owners of factories and companies were just like the CEOs of corporations are today. We've come full circle. They were abusing freaking young women, immigrant labor. You know, the Irish, Italian females, a lot of Jewish females, young females, old females. They are treating them like dogs in Manhattan. And where this fire was, any of you NYUers, when you've been to NYU, you know, you're right there. That's where it was, right there, Washington Square, right across there. That's where this happened. Well, in Manhattan, the garment district, like I said, were abusing these women like dogs, treating them like dogs. Well, the women stood up and started to fight back. They paid off the police. The police were beating them down. They fought. The work conditions were deplorable. Well, they started to band together. They took to the streets. Again, the cops were beating them, you know, breaking their ribs, busting their skulls. They still stood up and fought, these young females. Well, these two creeps finally wouldn't do it. At the Shirtwaist Company, they wouldn't do it. Well, they had a fire, and their conditions were so horrible. They had some buckets of water laying there. They had the doors locked, and they couldn't get out. They got out. Those two assholes got out that owned it. Well, 200 and more than 200 of them burned to death, died. And it changed America forever. It changed it forever. We had the Women's Suffrage Act going for a long, long time. There were some women right from here that were piggying back and the work that had been done in Massachusetts by young and older females trying to get the women's right to vote. That event where they all died, jumping out of windows, burned to death, changed America forever. We got dozens and dozens and dozens of labor laws because of their death. We got minimum wage, we got time and a half, we got holidays off, we got every labor law because of them. The women got the right to vote because of them. You know, the 19th Amendment of the Constitution, these teabaggers, they can quote you the 12th or the 17th. Let's reform them. They don't even know. I have one teabagger on freaking tape. I've interviewed him, and I asked him what the 28th was, and he gave me an answer. They don't know what the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 19th surely don't know. You know, they'd repel that if they did know it. Well, this women's death changed this world, and it's ironic we've came full circle. We've come full circle. We're right back to where we started. They created labor laws, and we got these strong, and then the Irish and the Italians, through blood, they went to work, but it was the women. It was the women who banded together and fought, and then they died. Well, look at us now. Everything they fought for, we full circle. Now you hear me, you know, we just done it in China. We're just doing in China what we're doing here. These CEOs just backdoored. The owners of the garment district in New York City are no different than CEOs that freaking got child labor in China. You hear me rail and say, I get, you know, fuck China, this, that, the other thing, and everybody says I'm not free trade. I am free trade with countries who don't cheat. I like to buy American. This is made in Baltimore in the 1950s. We traded in, you know, quality for quantity a long, long time ago. I like to wear Italian suits. This suit's Italian. I mean, these are Italian shoes, but they don't cheat labor. I'm all for free trade with Western Europe. All for it. South America? No way. Mexico? No way. China? No way. They abuse labor. Look, these women did all this. They fought in the streets. They stood up. These women died, and it changed America. It changed popular opinion. I guess maybe that's what it takes now. But we've come full circle. We're right back to what they were fighting for. But it's an important marquee date. It's coming up the 25th of this month, 1911. What a historical day, and it changed this country so dramatically and created the strongest middle class. Then FDR came along with Mayor Eccles right here, and they made us strong. These guys have backdoored everything we fought for. They have backdoored it to China. They're doing the same thing, abusing labor. And I'm all for free trade. Like I said, I mean, how many coats have you bought at Walmart in the last freaking 20 years? And everybody says, oh, this has been a long time. We can't go back. It hasn't been that long. Has not been that long. This shirt, 1996, made in America. These pants, 1994, made in America. Italian shoes. I'm all for trade in Germany, Italy, France, you know, Denmark. They don't cheat their labor. You know, they don't abuse it. You know, where's the minimum wage? So you keep buying your Chinese bullshit. But again, these women died because of the sickening, greedy, horrible, deplorable, sickening greed of the top, the CEOs of the time. They're doing the same thing now. We've come, it took 100 years. They fought, they got working class rights, all the way to 1980, and then they've slowly declined. We're right back to where we started from, but we're just doing it in Mexico, or China, or Southeast Asia, or Korea, South Korea, you know, wherever. South America. Kevin Blanch. March 2011.